Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 5 of Amazing Race here at Tally the Votes. We'll be discussing I want to be a little angry right now. And as I'm Christy, and I am here with my own personal detour friends, Jamie and David. Hi, guys.
Hi. I can't believe we're on week 5.
I know.
Week 5
That's
already.
wild.
Yeah.
I,
Keep
I
number
have
5
to.
alive.
I have to say, only my second season. This was the best episode that I've seen.
What a great episode. It was fun.
No, it
Really?
really was. Well, the W turn, and it seemed like anybody could, other than the top 2 or 3 teams, anybody could possibly fall out of it at one point or another.
There was
Yeah.
a lot of movement, right? There was
I
a
thought it
lot
was
of things
super well
happening.
edited because everyone seemed to be neck and neck, even if they weren't. I mean, it felt.
Yeah.
Well, they did a good job of showing different teams having their own issues. So,
And like,
because
Yes.
one person can't figure out how to do the mechanics of this, and another
Well,
team.
and when Jag lost his bolts, I thought for sure I went, well, that's it for Jag. You're never
Right,
going to
and
find
then
that bolt.
and then like Rubina cuts herself, and then there was a lot of different things where you're like,
The
that could have
cat
taken that
keeps
person out.
the cat keeps stealing the fish clippings.
Now,
So-
4 stars would definitely recommend this episode.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
was
really
good.
was fun.
They started in Budapest, where we ended last episode, and immediately are told that we are going to Dubrovnik, Croatia, which what did they say? It was like a 3-hour flight or something.
Yeah, they were flying in. Man,
Mhm.
it's a beautiful city. Like
I've been there.
it's
Have
beautiful.
you
I've been there. I walked along all those walls in the old
Oh,
city.
that's fun.
really?
And
That
that's
is
where they
so
that's
cool.
where they film. That's what they use as set for King's Landing for Game
Yes.
Right,
Game of
right,
Thrones.
for Game
So
of
like
Thrones, yeah.
Blackwater Bay is there, and
Yep. I
Which
know.
was why I
I
had to
was
take
like
this background, because
I was
like, look at
taking
those
it
photos.
all in, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God. I would not, the whole time I would just be like nerding out, I'll be like, oh my God, that's where they filmed this. Oh my
Well,
God.
and,
this is
and when
this.
they showed the statue of the dude, I'm like, I know where that is.
When they were in the car driving, they were freaking out too. They were like, "Oh my God, it's so gorgeous, so gorgeous." They're like, "We don't have anything like this in Los
Because
Angeles."
when you see it
Yes.
you come in from above it, and you come down the mountain to it. So you're seeing it from above first, and it's really small. And then of course it gets bigger and bigger as you come
Now,
down.
I mean, like, I just have to say, I am in the opinion that if you were flying in, would you not feel like you were on a dragon? I'm just saying.
Ooh, maybe
Would you be like, burn them all? Because, like, right? Like,
burn them all.
I'm just saying, these
Oh.
these are the things I think
Well, I
about.
bet they don't. Well, yeah, I'm gonna guess the airport's a little bit outside of the old city, so hopefully.
I went in by cruise boat, so I didn't.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. I
nice.
was gonna. Yeah, maybe
Came
then
into
people don't have
port,
to have
eh?
that horrible image of crazy blonde flying over their city, just burning everything. But because of this airport that they have to take a flight, this is the great equalizer. All teams are even.
Yes.
Good, bad. What do you guys think?
I like that. I kind of prefer that. Like, it's nice when you get a little leg up for the next part of the race. Like, that's good here and there. But as we have seen a few times already, sometimes that's just like, it's no fun because it just keeps them so far behind everybody
Yeah.
that there really is no catching up unless everyone makes a mistake. I really do love when they have these flight times and these arrival times where everyone's coming in at the same time, and it's just like, go. The second their feet hit the ground, they have to run.
Mm-hmm. And that's what they had to do.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting. I don't know that I'd want every leg to be an equalizer, because I think that
Yeah.
gets boring. But I
Sure.
think if you look at the first 4 episodes as kind of like phase 1 of the race, while you're kind of eliminating, right? So now they have an equalizer now in episode 5. Maybe that kind of holds for a couple episodes, and then they equalize again. And it's
Well,
how can you go head to head against
It
them?
made it so much more exciting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I-
absolutely. Maybe
I-
those first few episodes, like producers have this way of like, let's just really remove let's really, trim the fat on this so that the people that are just not anywhere as well off in this race as the other teams is just gone. So like,
so we can do these like because all of these a lot of the ones left can really run. Just go, 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 go.
yes.
Yep.
Yeah, they're all actually really good teams. I mean, even in Big Brother, these are the competitors. Now we're down to the people that can really compete.
Except for Jack, because he doesn't like all that Big Brother stuff. He said
Like all that Big Brother stuff. Oh, all the drama.
all the drama. But yeah, so they all arrive in Dubrovnik. They all have to make their way over to the year first detour, and this one is Fisherman's Hall
Hmm.
or Skin Them All. Not burn
There
them
it
all, skin
is.
them all.
There it
That's right? Okay. And one is delivering some fishing gear, fishing
Yeah,
supplies.
big old net. How much did they say that net weighed?
I don't know. It looked
40
like it weighed a lot.
They said 40 pounds.
Yeah, okay. Like a
But-
really awkward 40 pounds.
But it's the awkwardness, and the entire time I kept thinking, okay, and maybe this is my former scout experience. Wouldn't you lay it down and roll it up a little
Yes,
bit?
thank
Secure
you.
it a little better.
It worked for our first team. Like
The tighter you roll that up like a sleeping bag, the easier it's
mean,
going to be.
You
So
would
kind of-
think nobody
Yeah.
took any time to do that. I was really
But-
surprised.
But
Right?
what was interesting though is like Team Tucker. Okay, his brother has got it pretty. He's got it pretty balled up compared to the
Yeah,
other teams that ran it.
correct.
And he never really was tripping on it. It never slowed him down. It was just weight. It was just carrying weight for him. But some of our other teams, like
Oh.
they had it dragging, they're
Rubina and
stumbling on it.
Christine looked like they were dragging it down the street, bringing everything with them because it's
Rubina
a
and
net,
Christine, that's so hard for them too because they are not
For
tall
sure.
people.
Yeah.
They're so close
which is
to the
why
ground.
they have to
and-
roll it and one person take one end,
Mhm.
the other take the other, and lift it. Because those uneven kind of stony streets, they're
Yeah.
gonna catch that net like every
Yeah,
and,
the,
like,
the
every half a
cobblestone really
second.
came into play this episode, didn't it?
I
Yeah.
was surprised nobody. I mean, they took the time because you could have like rolled it and twisted it so it
Yes.
wouldn't have like
It would-
random parts sticking
It would
out.
make it so much easier for your balance, for like take the stress off your arms and having to tense all your muscles if you could just get it in a more manageable space.
Gotta roll it like a carpet, man.
Let's go.
Like Cleopatra in the carpet.
And then the other one was Skin Them All, where they had to skin a grodina, is how they call it. They're not
The
that
ugly
Oh.
fish.
Grodina, Grody. It's Grody.
That
That-
is an
that-
ugly fish.
It was a monkfish. It wasn't so much that it was ugly. It was that, I mean, it was ugly, but also it was like while they were skinning it and as they were like peeling the skin off, it looked like stretchy and like
Yeah.
weird gelatinous.
Yeah.
It was
It's so bizarre fish
And the
skinning,
teeth
but-
were huge.
great.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but that fish checker, he was super picky.
Well, but it's
Yeah,
about,
he
it was funny. We talked about this last week. It's about time. That's the Amazing Race.
Yeah,
Where,
Oh.
no, it's not right. Go do it again.
do it right.
But the way people
And-
struggled with it,
but-
that was crazy.
But oddly, it wasn't the one they struggled the most with. We'll get there. But I mean,
Well, we will
I,
get there.
I thought
but-
for sure the monkfish was going to be the hardest one, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Because I
This-
thought to myself, well, you chose poorly.
right.
I
well,
don't
it
care how
doesn't
big
look-
you are. You'll get the net there
It
eventually.
seems like, oh yeah, if you have any knife skills at all, if you cook or you hello, Hannah is studying medicine.
yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
She
But
was
Hannah
very
wasn't
pumped
really
for
having
this.
that much of a problem. I mean, her sister was struggling with it. Hannah was
I-
trying to give advice, but
But how could she not explain it to her what she needed to do? She just couldn't take direction.
yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. The second that I read that the clue was skin anything, I'd have been
Yeah.
like, yeah, we're carrying stuff. I'm not doing it. Ugh. I mean,
Because
like,
just skinning it is one thing, but they had to fillet it too, right?
and yes, they had to skin it, they had to
Perfectly.
fillet it. You had 2 different sets, and you had to make sure that there wasn't too much waste. That was a big deal.
I'm sorry. What is more waste? Letting her cut one fish wrong, or like the 10 that she cut wrong?
I
Come
know.
on.
But the cat was loving it. The cat loved the mistakes. That bucket just got more and more full. It
Having
got
the best
easier for it.
life.
Yeah.
So
Doing
what
the
was the
thing.
point of the bucket of chum they had to pick up?
Just
Just
for
Fish
because
the
it smelled
carries.
bad?
Had to bring it down to
No.
the fishermen because the
It
fishermen
wasn't
use it as
heavy or
bait.
anything. It just was weird.
No, but the fishermen that you're
fisherman was-
bringing the net to, they throw chum into the water to attract the
I
fish they're
understand what
catching.
chum is for. I just don't understand why that element. It just seemed very random.
Because
And
you
it
gotta
wasn't
give
like
the
it
fishermen all
wasn't
of the
hard to
stuff.
carry. It wasn't.
Okay, because they're going to use the chum with the net to fish.
Yeah, they
I
need it.
understand.
But the
but
fishermen are taking the
but they
things onto the
have to
boat.
fish.
They need it.
David, they had to take the bucket of chum and the net because they literally physically could not carry the boat to the fishermen. Do you understand? There's nothing else they needed. They needed their boat,
They needed
and
the
then they
fish.
needed these 2 items,
Listen.
which those people could bring.
David,
That's all.
chum goes into the water.
Yes.
But they weren't trying to get Jaws or anything. Um,
No, just
They're
some more
trying-
of those ugly ass
ugly
fish.
ass fish.
so if that's what they're eating, no wonder they look like that. They're very ew. I don't like
Yeah,
them.
they're a
They're
little
gross,
yucky.
but whatever. I'm sure they taste delicious, cooked correctly.
Yeah, they
I
said
don't-
delicacy. That means gross.
Yeah.
Call
Okay,
it as
well,
I see it, folks.
So Tucker and Eric, Jag and Jas, and Joseph and Adam, immediately those 3 teams decide to do the fisherman's net because they understand,
Yeah,
they have
good call.
muscles, they're going to be able to do this.
Yep. do
And
it.
then virtually every other team does the fish. And some don't do as well as you would have thought they would have done. Hannah and Simone spend a really long time there. Taylor and Kyland are the first ones to finish their fish.
They did great.
So, and I don't know.
They are getting better and better, aren't
Yep,
they?
they are. And I don't know, is that they're settling into the communication part between the 2 of them as a team, but then also into the rhythm of the race. And
I
don't
kind of
know.
feel like there's probably all of those elements, but I think that they're learning how to communicate with each other, like on who's better at what, who's best suited for what thing.
Mhm.
And I mean, realistically, that is a huge part in what your success can be in this game.
I
Is that
think
you have
they're
the right
sandbagging a little,
people.
though.
You
you
think they
know,
were?
I
They
think
may have.
they're holding back. They don't want to be in the top.
Maybe
Yeah,
they don't.
maybe they don't. But I realistically, I think, given what Taylor said at the beginning, like our biggest challenge is going to be like how we communicate with each other. That's what this is like. Is this going to work? Is our relationship going to work? We have to be able to communicate because they're both so different.
Right.
I feel like they've got it. They're figuring it out.
Yeah. I mean, if they were sandbagging, whatever it is they're doing well.
They're doing it right.
So they were the first ones to finish their fish, and then Nat and Steph also finished real quick.
They did really
then-
well too.
And then everybody else kind of really struggled, and that was the first part of the episode where you start to kind of see, oh gosh, who's going to finish this first,
Yeah.
right? Because you see the order kind of like mixing around. Teams that maybe were kind of in the middle are now staying there a little too long, and
I
whatever.
really loved the Nat and Steph communicating in Spanish, like getting directions in Spanish. One that was just like a great
And
little
she's
addition to like
not
getting to know
directions,
them.
Instructions.
Instructions, yeah.
That's
it
what
was
I
a
wanted to
great,
say to
like-
her in Spanish. You're saying the wrong word.
It's
Um,
great to know, like, it's a little bit more about them, but then also like, dang, that is actually like a really great tactic to have when you are in a situation where you have other teams right next to you trying to accomplish the same goal. Like, you don't want to give them all the info you
True.
kind of already are figuring out. So if you have another language that you can communicate with your partner in,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
going to
I
keep
was
ears
waiting
away.
At that point, because when Steph was explained to her, Steph kind of switched and kind of did a Spanglish situation.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you're doing that, when you know 2 languages, and so does your
They
partner the same
kind of
too,
merge.
it kind of merges, and you can kind of use what's best said for the setting or for the
Yes.
situation, because there's a lot of things there's a lot of things in Spanish that don't really have an exact English.
They don't. Yeah, they don't interpret over. Yeah.
Okay, I mean this in the best way. Spanish is very verbose. They have a lot of words, and so yeah, there's a lot of words that like, well, it kind of means this, but it's not really that. Like they have their own thing. So hopefully that they can use that to help them. I mean, why not, right?
I thought it was great. I feel like this is something we should see more often in these sort of competitions. Like keep other ears out of it.
We have seen Jag and Jess say a few like interchanges or little phrases back and forth to each other. So I mean, there's a couple of teams that could do it. But yeah, she says she does a lot better in Spanish. Hannah was excited to dissect. She said that does not make her a weirdo.
Nah,
she
just likes to cut.
She could just cut up. She's worked on lots of cadavers. Rubina cutting herself. It looked, when they first showed it, it looked kind of not great, right? But they must have.
She must have clawed it up and was okay.
If you've ever cut yourself with a fillet knife, though, if it's not deep, it initially runs down your arm, and it looks like you're going to die, even if it's just not that deep a cut.
Yeah. But
because if you're using a really sharp knife, it cuts pretty good quick, you know.
Yeah, it's a sharp. Yeah, sure. I loved that the follow-up on this though was she cuts herself all the time. Like, this happens all the time.
She did the, oh my god, I cut myself, and then Christine is like, are you right, or are you right? And she sees that she's kind of distracting her, and she's like, I'm fine, it's fine.
I'm Rubina, everything's great.
So then it makes me wonder, like, does Rubina, is she the dramatic sister? Maybe just a little bit. So once they have passed their detour mark, this is where we have to look for the Busha bar.
The second one, not the first one.
Okay, but the Busha is not the name of the bar.
No.
Busha means the cliff bars, right? Isn't that what?
Something to do with
Isn't it the
cliff.
name of all the bars along the cliff there?
Just go over to the cliff and find one of the bars, and then let the ladies tell you that this is the wrong one.
David, you were there. Can't you answer this?
You know what? I never saw a Busa bar. There was a bar up on like when we were walking the city walls and you're way up high. There was a bar up there, and that was pretty cool.
I think that's what those are. Isn't that what that is?
No, that was more at street level, and you went through the wall, and then you were outside the wall on the cliffs. But we didn't do that. We were only there about 4 hours, so and walking the walls took 2. So
2 hours.
Well, we weren't in a hurry. We were taking pictures and had a drink at the bar, and
they weren't in the Amazing Race. They had time.
It was raining on us.
Oh
no, that made it cooler.
Did it?
Yeah, medieval town, cobblestones, a little rain.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
It wasn't cold.
That sounds good.
That's good. Yeah, that does sound good then.
Yeah.
So a lot of people struggle with it later on, but initially they find the bar, they get there. Tucker and Eric are first.
Yes.
And
yes.
Did you think that they were gonna? I didn't think they would.
Now listen, I can't remember entirely, but I did have a conversation with our groundskeeper because I had asked, did I predict last week that if they got there that they wouldn't use it?
You raised it as a possibility, whether you actually went as far as to say,
I remember the conversation.
No, you said, I'm not sure they'll use it for sure.
I was like, I just don't see them using it for sure, because I couldn't think of anybody they were like, that's our absolute. I thought maybe Jag and Jazz they would use it on, maybe. But I didn't think that they would use it. Yeah.
And this early and that and when you're not in danger and you're in the front, like why even use it?
Why? You don't need it.
I mean, honestly,
unless you really hate somebody.
So they immediately they're like, we're not going to use it. But Jag and Jazz get there, and so it was kind of like the other 3 teams: Jag, Jazz, Joseph, and Adam, and Nat and Steph all kind of get there around the same time.
Yeah.
And Jag and
Nat and Steph don't want to use it.
Well, but Jag and Jazz asked them, "What do you guys think?" Blah blah blah, and they're like, "No, we're
We're out.
Boom.
Yep.
Sorry, bye. But then Adam and Joseph got there and they tell them and they just say they're going to do it. Now, the whole Jag Izzy thing. So they don't care for each other that much. And I don't that thing happened the last episode where we saw where they said they went up to try and talk to them.
Yeah, Izzy was very dismissive to them.
Yeah, they felt like she was being a little dismissive there. Yeah,
she was. But could it have been a situation where Izzy and Paige, in the moment there in the train station, were focusing something, trying to think of something, trying to suss something out?
She's been vocal. She doesn't like him.
Okay,
she is vocal about it, but
I will say she got more vocal as this episode went on.
Well, yes.
I will say though that I feel partially what's happening, because it's clear Izzy is not a big fan, but I think partially what's happening is that they're both kind of like doing like self-fulfilling prophecies with each other. Mm-hmm. Because I do think that, I mean, Paige makes a joke about it, but like I don't follow you on social media, but like realistically, they never have made the connection of being friendly after their season like you do with some other people.
Which is fine, because there's other teams in this race now.
But I think that they just genuinely
go the other way. It's weird.
Yeah, and I genuinely think that they just don't like each other. So I think it's going to be really easy to take any little thing from either side and be like, well, they blah, blah, blah. You know, your own filter steps in.
Yeah.
And I think they're like making each other enemies that they didn't need to make out of each other.
But they're taking offense to things that the other one does, but not thinking for a moment, what did I do to deserve that from that person? Like, did I do something?
Yeah, like, you know, they're both
it's like Izzy's not remembering that, how kind of like she says they were super friendly with Joseph and and then they're like, oh no, Jag, they act like he wasn't even there. Like, you can't be that way with people. There's not that much of a social component in this game, but in this situation, that's what happened, right?
That's definitely what came into play. And in the long run, it ended up being okay. They managed to get through the trial.
Well, but it's not over. It's not over.
But the issue is now they're going to hyper focus on revenge. And what is that going to do to your game? Is it going to propel you forward, or is that going to be the thing that holds you back?
It's a distraction, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
You can't.
No, I do.
It'll get in your head.
I do, because really the other teams only matter so much. And realistically, now we're down to 8, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, because the 9th went home tonight. So you're down to 8. The only one that matters is the one in last.
Right.
So literally, you don't have to care about 6 of the other teams. They're irrelevant to your game at this point.
Yeah. So and them being the second person there, basically to be able to U-turn, I don't think that they should have U-turned anyone, honestly.
I think they would have fared better not U-turning anybody, because now this is a thing. Whereas before it was just a healthy, like,
eventually somebody was going to U-turn somebody. So
it's true. However, Jag and Jazz are very easy targets from the beginning.
Right.
And this was just like, this is why we're a target, everybody.
But Izzy's a pretty good player. If you could knock her out of the game, it's a smooth move.
Sure.
That's not wrong.
But it's not just the fallout with Izzy. Every single pair that came up after that saw that Jag and Jazz had returned. So, so like the optics are there too.
Well, and I did not like Taylor's little, oh, look, they're trying to take women out of the game.
See, on the flip side, I actually
hold on.
No, on the flip side, I actually really like that she did that, because she said, how many other teams you've got all these other powerhouse teams, and they're going to go after the two teams that are all girls in the back. You know, and she would have said the same thing if it was Hannah and her sister, or it was an opposite. But if you know Taylor at all and you watched her in her season, she is a protector of the women.
She is.
Understood, but almost half the teams that were behind them were all women. So if you are getting, statistically, you're going to see them.
Yes, in that situation, you're right.
I mean,
The
are you
odds were
really
that they were
supposed to
gonna-
go, oh, I'm going to be perceived as sending women home, so I
No, I
can't,
don't think
you
that.
know?
I don't think that's what
She
it is.
wasn't the only one who said it,
Hold
though.
on, but I don't think it's just that.
Oh, well,
She's making
I don't think
she's
Paige,
making an
I don't think
observation.
Izzy likes men very much. So that's
It wasn't Izzy. It wasn't Izzy who said it.
she
It
did.
was Rubina. Rubina and her sister said it, as did Hannah.
Well,
All the other
Rubina made
teams
no
were
sense
like,
to me.
all the other teams were
why
like,
would they go
"Dude."
after Rubina? That made no sense.
Okay.
The Izzy move is a solid game move.
From my
Okay.
understanding, was it that Joseph? I maybe I misunderstood, but I thought they said they are good with Izzy and Paige, so they picked a
Yes.
team that they thought that would give Izzy and Paige a little bit of a chance to get past this.
Somebody that, yes, exactly. They were trying to get someone weaker
Yeah,
and make them have to do both too, so that Izzy and Paige would have the advantage that hopefully they could come in last and not,
Right.
or not second to last instead of last.
yeah.
Worse
So I
And
feel
the funny
like
part is neither
Joseph
one
and
went home.
Right?
I feel like Joseph and Adam's choice was misinterpreted a little bit.
Oh, for sure.
But I do think they
For
made
sure.
that move to try to protect their allies, which they saw
Okay, but-
Izzy and Paige as their allies.
But honest answer. Do you think Jag and his brother, for 1 second, chose Izzy and Paige because they were female?
No, and I don't think
No.
Taylor's saying that either.
No, the other thing about Taylor saying that is that she's looking at the board. She's making observations because it's very clear that it is
The big boys
two
teams.
boys going after two girls teams. That's an observation. That's just fact. Whether it's mathematically more, well, Godot was going to be that way.
Right.
But the other thing that she's trying to figure out in that moment is, what is the strategy here? Why are these two teams that are in front of us even?
Yeah,
Why
way
are they
head runners,
targeting
right?
these people? And I don't know that Taylor knew that. Like, does she know that? Oh, well, yeah, Izzy was rude to Jag.
Yeah,
so.
I don't think she knows
No.
the
So I think
personal
she's trying to
optic, yeah.
figure it out and going, are they threatened? What is what is this? Doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense. Why
What
would?
the hell's happening here?
And then Izzy says to say, oh yeah, the two teams that literally you could beat in a foot race. She's not
Yeah.
wrong.
Right.
But it was
Right.
a social decision.
It was all a personal. It was
And
a
then-
personal thing. Yeah.
I mean, it's actually Rubina and Christine that kind of have the axe to grind, right? 'Cause
I
they're
think
just
I
like,
agree with
the
that
heck?
because there was
Like,
no reason to go after
What did
them.
we do?
Us?
Yeah.
Why
Wrong with us?
us?
No,
That was
and I-
definitely punching down.
I
There's no
have
doubt.
to say that you might not like what Taylor had to say or agree with what Taylor had to say, but in that moment, I thought about it and I was like, if David was in this race, he would just look at this board and roll his eyes and be like, only 1% of women alliances succeed anyway. Just saying, David.
Well, they don't. They don't succeed.
Not when the boys teams are giving them
because women are
all
mean
these
to each
detours.
other. It's because women turn on each other.
Some do.
It has
But in
nothing
this
to
case-
do with the boys.
but in
and my
this case-
contention has never had anything to do with the boys.
And in this case, the only person that turned against the girls wasn't the other girls. They all said, well, that's dumb. We don't like that. It was the boys that turned against the girls. So when you see the girls stand
in
up
fairness,
for the
none of
other
the girls
girls,
had the opportunity.
but when you see
True.
the other girls stand up for the other girls, even in just a small little statement, just something for you to think about.
I don't know. It seemed to me that she just wanted her moment and knew that would make the edit, and so
Well,
it seemed manipulative. It
To
seemed
be fair, I'm gonna guess
it seemed
that all of-
inauthentic.
I'm gonna guess that they're not the only ones that said it. I'm gonna guess there's lots of things they say, but editors pick what they pick. So
Sure.
they're not the only ones that noticed it.
Mm-mm.
Sure.
But they
I mean,
did
there was
but they
there was a
played,
whole
they
big
edited that part in simply because
Later on, you had the
Eric
gentleman's
hearing them
agreement.
talking.
Mhm.
Right, you have them hearing them talking.
Yes, the
And
whole
that's the
gentleman's
only reason
agreement
that-
thing was like a really important part on the flip side of that statement
Yeah,
because
that
now
came from their assessment of how
Yes.
you turn
now
to.
you have these other teams under the assumption that Taylor's team is now gunning for them.
Well, they're not. I mean, they actually
they're
overheard her
not.
saying it. I
They're
mean, it's
not.
not
No,
like
no, that's not what they didn't. He only heard partial, and
Yep.
he inferred that because
He
she
made a big
said,
assumption.
yes, he did.
because she was
Because
playing to the camera in an effort to get screen
because
time.
no,
No,
they were
no,
literally
he didn't
walking
hear
by
that.
below
This is
them.
when
Oh,
They were
Taylor,
walking by.
right? They didn't see him up
Her
there,
and
and they were
Kylan, they're
just,
walking by to get up to the thing.
and they had. What did she say? They were talking about. Well, maybe
All
the
she
guys
s-
made an agreement. Like they
All
were
she
questioning
said, well,
it.
they were still talking about because Kylan was saying like, why would the guys, U-turn the girls? Like they're still talking about that. Like, why were they threatened? Because they are only thinking of it because they don't have all the information of
Right.
why were they threatened of them. It makes no
Right.
sense for a second place team to be U-turning a fifth place team. Like, what is the point?
Right.
Like,
Right.
they're
Right.
no threat to you. So that's why they said what they said.
And then they said,
They're
"Oh well,
like,
maybe
it's a
they're
gentleman's
working
agree-"
together, right?
Yes,
Maybe
maybe-
they're
well,
maybe they're
The
working
men are all
together."
working together.
right.
And that's
And
what
they're
the
basing it-
information. Mhm.
Those clues are not what they think it is. That's their interpretation of the clues that they have just from that U-turn.
Yeah, because they
right?
don't know what happened with Joseph and Adam, and they don't know all that. But then, Team Tucker's like, "Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. I'm going to take this little bit of
Exactly.
information, and then I'm going to come to my
Exactly.
own conclusion."
So in that moment, Eric was being paranoid, I think,
Little
because he
bit. Yep.
didn't hear the whole conversation. You heard snippet.
Yep.
Tell him exactly what you heard and say, this is what you think it might mean, but don't tell him that's what you heard.
Yes.
They are
Yes.
not coming after you.
Unless
Right.
you're doing it to create chaos and
to your own team.
Right. I
No,
don't know
it's
that
not
you would
his
do
own
that.
team, to other
No.
teams, because he was talking
But
to
Eric
Jag.
was. Oh, that's right. You're right. You're right.
Do you
So if
think
you
that
wanted
he-
to get Jag and
You're
Kylan
right.
to at each
Get in their
other,
head.
No, okay,
Right.
let me ask you. Do
Jag
you
and
think
Taylor,
that
rather.
do you think that was the case? I didn't read it that this was like I don't feel like he was trying to trick anybody. I think he just mistook some information and got like all excited
And
about it.
And very quickly shared it with another
Yeah.
all-male team.
Yeah.
Which, again, with the self-fulfilling prophecies, because
Yes.
they heard someone offhand comment.
And now they
Now
will
the
work
men-
together.
Now the
'cause-
men's teams will work together.
Yeah.
See?
Yep. It's what happens, people.
It's all what
like
they
I said,
wanted anyway.
this was a great episode. There was a lot going on.
There really was.
Wow.
I mean,
going
some of
on.
them, I have to tell you, over the 2 seasons or season and a half I've watched, some of them are like, this one
Sure.
I was riveted. I was like, wow, there's a lot
Really?
going on here.
Well,
Yes.
good. I
Yes.
think it's always good. I think it's always interesting. But you're right. There was a little bit more. There were more levels.
I thought the
this
challenges
episode.
were good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought the net one was a little easy, but
The net.
yeah, it didn't look that hard.
Maybe tell them that.
Well,
because
I think
they-
it probably was difficult, but I mean, don't you think you would make it just slightly less difficult than something else if you know as a producer that there's a good likelihood that 2 teams are going to have to do both challenges?
Yeah.
Yes. Fair.
You
Very
got to
fair.
make it so they can at least finish
Well,
it.
and they had both done the fish first, so that
Yes.
was, I think, a big advantage. Had it been the other way, it could have
Oh,
been
yeah.
a real.
And at the fish, also Hannah and Simone, they were going to give up there at one point, right? And switch.
Yeah, they
paths
left
and
for a
went back-
minute.
and then went back.
Because they
You're just
couldn't
like-
find the.
Right. So
Mhm.
I mean, there were so many like you don't know where this was going to go,
And then-
right?
And then there was the moment where it was like, we're not going to ask you for instructions. We're not going to ask you for the clues of what's
right when they knew it was just the 2. Yep. So
because
weird.
we're all running our own race, which I have a mixed feelings about that. Like, was that like, oh wow, that's really respectful of you, but also like dumb. See if they'll help you.
Yeah, honestly. Eric and Tucker didn't
Well,
really need help because remember,
before-
did you see how they freaked out about how much they love their map? They love their map. Best map ever.
Before we go past that,
Mm.
if you're the team that's ahead, if you're Izzy and Paige, do you point and go, it's that way, and be honest, or do you just say, I'm not going to help you?
I think at that point you can just tell people where.
That's what I would have told them. I would have
Yeah.
helped them. I would have.
I mean, because Paige gave minimal information during the cart building too, so I don't think
Yeah.
they're at a place where they feel like they need to. Now, if it had been Jag and Jazz, they would just point in the opposite direction and straight up lie to them and say, it went
Fair.
that way. You know?
It's a game. It's a game. And honestly, since we know that they're not seeing each other when they're at the pit stop, or so it still seems that way.
Or at the hotel or wherever they stay.
They're not commiserating. This is why so many of them don't have the information, right? They can't even talk to each other to find out, like, well, why did you do, U-turn you?
Right,
And why
right.
they can't, they don't know unless they see each other on the road. I mean, it was evident again today, or in this episode, this week's episode, because when they got to the airport in Budapest, no, it's not, they're not pests, it's Budapest.
Budapest.
I was corrected. When Tucker and Rubina saw each other. And they got to have a little romantical rendezvous there in the airport.
They got to have a hug.
That just goes to show that they're not seeing each other.
They don't know what's up.
So I think they don't know all the information. But I was surprised that going in, you had said that there was some people, like Chelsea's not everyone's favorite. I thought she would have been someone who got U-turned.
Yeah,
but she did.
But I think her and her dad are staying far enough in the back.
I think her dad's kind of a likable guy.
Yeah. I don't feel like I don't think that they view.
Nobody views them as a threat.
Yeah, as like a social or racing threat at this point.
So if they hadn't used the U-turns, okay, if Jag and Jess hadn't wanted to use it, then Adam and Joseph probably would not also have used it.
That's kind of how I feel.
Okay, so then the next group that gets there would have been trying to read the little notes that I took here. So does the next group use it, and who was it? That was Taylor and Kylan then.
I mean, the closer you get to the end, the more you're like, of course I'm going to use it because there's only 2 teams behind me.
Taylor and Kylan were there after those 4 groups went through, and nobody. Yes. And if they hadn't used it, would Taylor and Kylan have used it? Do you think?
I don't know. This is like David brings up, when you get to the second half, but of course you don't really know where you are in the line exactly either. So maybe,
but you've got an idea that you're not in the top.
Well, you can look in the point.
For certain ones.
I mean, you've been carving fish for 3 hours.
But here's the thing: you don't know what the other challenge is. That's kind of the cool thing about this. If you have to pick this challenge or this challenge, you don't really know what the other challenge is. You don't know who picked the other challenge. You can take a guess because you haven't seen them at your stop, but you don't know what the length of time is or who did it. Or
do you think if no one had done it and Kylan and Taylor had got there and no one had been turned yet, do you think they would have thought they were in first place, so they weren't going to do it either?
I want to say maybe. I feel like that is probably the case, but that's a tough one because
I don't know.
I also kind of thinking of Taylor, and I don't know. I feel like I don't know if she would be able to just not move a piece on the board or not.
I'm like looking at all the teams and how they are friendly. I almost feel like if Jag and Jess hadn't done that, nobody would have used them at all.
I would say there's
production would have been mad.
Yeah, they put it there to be used.
Well, okay. Clearly, the second to last team would have a sense they're way behind. They're using it.
Yes.
Because then you bury the other team,
but then it's not fair or not fun. But that's kind of the only case where that person has no blood on their hands, right? For doing it,
right?
You're like, it's survival of the fittest.
That person's gonna go. Yeah, they're gonna go. Yeah, I would agree that there's a fairly good chance no one would have used it.
Yeah.
With this
because
group
they
of
all
people.
understand, they all have a certain understanding that there's something you could do today that could screw your game up later. And by U-turning somebody now, you don't know how you're going to be. What if that person gets a chance to U-turn you later? When then that puts you out. Right? That's bad karma, man.
I would love for like the W turn, like the first U-turn, the first person not to know there's a second one.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that that doesn't enter into the calculus.
Yeah,
you know,
I can see that. So you have you go
basically
in
you can only let the teams come one at a time.
Right. Like you pick it and you don't like the next team that comes up, like it doesn't show that it's available to do it again until the other teams follow in.
Right. And then you want to show the teams behind that there were two, that's fine. But for the first person to pick, not knowing there's a second one would add an element.
Yeah.
It would be interesting if they could go up and see, oh, I'm not, they get an affirmative, you're not U-turned. And then they have to make the decision without knowing if anyone is U-turned.
Right.
Right.
You're not U-turned and there's one available.
I'm sure that there's been something similar to that setup before. I don't know. I just feel like maybe I can see why production wants to throw it in there. It's a pretty strong element in the game. It creates drama. It's worked for them before with Big Brother players, you know. But I do think that maybe had they saved it for maybe next week's episode, when we're getting to the halfway mark, I think it matters a lot more. And then I think people are going to be way more willing.
I think there's going to be another one.
Yeah, maybe they'll do it again. Like
I would not be surprised. Yeah,
like 8 or something. They give them more. All right. So once they pass the fish and nets, they get to the roadblock. The roadblock is who feels like everything is running downhill. And this was a really fun one. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
This one had my ex-skater punk husband standing up going, they're doing it wrong. They need to do it like this. They got to put their weight over the.
Oh my God. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
And
why are they steering it with their feet?
I was so frustrated. I was like, okay, tall people, bring your feet in.
I got a kick out of
on their knees.
Who was it who did it like a luge and put their legs out and did it with their hands?
Well, all of them at some point, but there was one person, a female.
Well, no, it was the very first person. It was.
Well, Jack did it. Jack did it with his feet out. Tucker did it with his feet out.
Yeah, Tucker.
Right.
So, who was it that went on her knees to steer? Because that's the way to do that wobbly ass cart.
Mm-hmm.
Only one of them ever did that.
And to be fair, the women had some of the women had a huge disadvantage because
they're all tiny.
They're tiny. Yeah, they don't have a lot.
And it's a weight. A weight is your speed, right?
Absolutely. And so these girls that had to do it, 20 times it seemed like, and walk back up that hill and do it again.
Can we please try to figure out what the hell was happening with Chelsea? What was the deal?
Maybe where's she from?
I don't know. Never ridden a cart land?
I no, I'm like, does she not drive a car? Does she like ride public transportation only? Has she never ridden a bike? Has she never?
I was actually impressed with how bad she was at steering that thing.
It was like the bad luck of when you're first learning to ride a bike, and it feels like people are like, oh, be careful of that, and like somehow you just steer right toward the danger.
It was
that was her. I mean, like every time
I don't know what was. I don't know.
Unless she was getting so adept at realizing where she was, like, oh, it's at this many seconds, and I'm only here. I'm never going to make it. And she was trying to stop herself so she didn't have to walk all the way back up again.
No, and that makes sense. If you're going to crash, just stop and get back up to the top. Don't waste your energy.
Right.
But there were people that were better at it than others for sure. Yeah. But even the worst other person at steering didn't even come close to how bad she was at steering this thing.
And yet
I've seen her do a lot of other challenges. She has some grace. She has some athletic ability. She has some balance.
And so Dad had to coach her. What'd you think of that?
Well, he was yelling at her, Christy. He wasn't coaching. He was yelling.
Wait a minute.
That's, as a dad, I can tell you the temptation to do that is definitely there.
She's like, you weren't.
And I have fallen victim to it at least once when I coached basketball.
You were yelling.
Mom, husband, wife, brother, sister.
Any of us.
when you're working with another person and they can't get something like this, and the time is of the essence, I think anyone would start yelling, honestly. Like,
Unless
what? Stop
unless
running into
you are
the
Hannah
wall.
Chada, because if you are Hannah Chada,
Oh
you
my
handle it
God.
with grace and love and care. And oh my God, it made me cry a little bit because it was just so
Did
sweet.
they
But
not?
she
Did
was
they?
dying inside a little
She
bit
was.
Oh
watching
yes,
it.
she
She
was.
You
was.
Did
could
they not
tell.
grow up in the same household?
I don't
Because it
remember
sounds like that.
exactly
Yeah,
what
it's like maybe
they
they have
missed
the
a lot
same
of
dad,
time
but
together. Yeah.
Yeah,
are they
because
full sisters?
maybe not.
Maybe not, because maybe
Whatever
they
the
grew up
case.
in two different households. It
Yeah,
was
that they just
She
didn't really get the. Yeah, it was like,
she
oh,
I just it was so great because she knew, okay, we're not going to get this, and she came to that conclusion, and all she did was show love. I have so much respect for how she
Yeah, no,
handled
she
that.
did.
oh
She
yeah,
did.
just
I
like she
agree
gave her
with that.
sister all the grace and was like, you know what? She accepted it real quick. She gets to those 10 steps real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, and I also thought so they had to build it and they had to race it. Some struggled with the building just as much as the racing.
The
A
building
couple
was really
people
difficult
I knew Paige would
for
do good
some of
at the
them.
building. I was like, oh,
Now,
she's
we
gonna do
we
good.
have to take just a second for our commercial
Oh,
break. I promise
yeah.
it's not going to be 36 seconds. It's only going to be
No.
5. So hang tight and we'll be right back.
Yeah.
All right. So we had
so yeah, the
different bolt
building.
sizes, right? Like,
Mhm.
would they say 2 of them were longer than the others, or
Yeah, there were they had 6 bolts, 2 were longer, so
6?
4
Okay.
were right.
That was painful to watch, because
Yeah.
I'm like,
Right?
I felt like I could have put that together in like 10 minutes.
This
And
was
then what
another
is
thing.
jag hand tightening crap?
Yeah.
I'm not going to use the wrench.
I'm against wrenches, apparently.
Now,
Listen,
to be
guys.
fair, he almost did it. And if he had done it without
Yeah.
like cut
It wouldn't have
corners,
mattered. It wouldn't have mattered, right?
but it really didn't matter.
Okay,
did
so
it?
where are the complications we had? First of all, like Tucker, no problems. I mean, he had to like redo something once on there, but he really didn't have any problem. He's like, I build things all the time.
let's face it, he's kind of a superstar.
Oh, I know.
At
I'm
all
like,
the things, you know.
All
whatever,
right, all right. You go get down that hill, cutie patootie. We're done. Then we had the situation where Joseph like couldn't get the bolt like unscrewed.
He had stripped it because
Oh
he
my
had turned it in
God.
it so much, and then he like couldn't figure out how to get it
Oh,
out of there.
that's so frustrating.
And
that is so frustrating.
yeah, he's like trying to get it out. And he's twisting and twisting, and it just won't come back out. And you know, in a situation like this, they have the station set up. Everyone has a station. Do they have nothing extra? Is that just
That's that.
SOL?
All you got. Yep.
Wow.
And then so we had to get creative and use a like wood block as a way to put pressure,
which
on
was
the other
really
side.
super smart.
Yeah, I'm glad he figured it out. Found a way around it.
They made it look like he was suffering with that for a little bit, but I'm hoping
it was
okay.
But it was like
because
it made for such a great, like, cute little soundbite when he was so proud of his problem solving skills.
Yeah. So this was another challenge where we got to see multiple teams kind of struggling. And yeah, this is what made it a great episode for you, David, right? Because you didn't know.
No.
Right. You didn't know who it was going to be.
I mean, I just remember when I saw Jag with the bolts, I'm like, oh my gosh, Jag's going to go home because he lost a bolt and he's going to be looking forward on this 1 mile course forever. I don't think it was 1 mile, but
I think that the most important thing that we learned about kart building is that it needs to lay flat. It needs to lay flat. It needs to lay flat. Like poor Nat was over there having a meltdown. Like it needs to lay flat. It needs to lay flat. It needs to lay flat. She got some eyes. You know, some of the other players were like, "What is happening?"
She tried it a jillion times. She was making up numbers.
She struggled with it. But I mean, like when she had to go in and race, I feel like it was her that sat on her knees. At least
maybe.
You know,
Yeah,
like you
they got
struggled
through it
with all of this, but you found a way to get down that hill faster. Good for you.
Yeah, the other thing I was thinking was that, if you tighten those too tight, it doesn't give you very much wiggle room on the steering, and the wheel can get,
Right.
because you want a little give there, right?
And like those
So,
were barely wheels. We need to talk about how
and
those were
they
barely
were not. It was like what, like a cylinder on the
some
back, and
bearing, you know, and that
yeah,
was
Yeah,
about
they were
it.
like just thick little. I mean, that would, and you know how like painful that would be sitting on your rump going down that,
On that
like,
cobblestone?
not
Yeah.
once, but if you're doing it like the 13th time,
yes, the amount of times that some of
oh
them had to do it.
boy.
Yep.
I would have been
I
crying.
mean, it would come
probably.
down to how much padding you have back there. At
Well,
that
that's
point.
just it. I mean, that was a really, really tough one. And you like Rubina and Christina, you know, and Christina's like, this was the most physical thing I have ever, like, this was the hardest thing.
Yes, the hardest
believe
thing
her.
physical that she's ever done.
I think if you do it one time, it probably is, tough enough.
Well,
but
you didn't have to
do
carry
it
the darn thing
over
back up the
and
hill
over and-
either.
I mean, how many
Right.
times do you think they I mean, we watched him do it at like 20 times. How many times do you think they were redoing it?
Oh, the final two, I bet, did it 20 times or more.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Because
yeah.
there was crying.
And they were quite a bit ahead.
There was some
Rubina,
crying. And I thought the crying was okay.
I believe
Yeah.
that the crying was appropriate in this particular
The crying was very authentic.
Yes, it was well deserved.
And the way that Simone struggled with that, putting it together, would Hannah have done a better job? Probably.
Yes.
Yeah, I think she might have.
So I'm just wondering if,
But you can't know that going into it. I mean,
no.
Nope, you have no clue.
Who's going to do
running,
this? Do this?
running
Okay.
downhill. I mean, could have been
Everything.
anything.
Yeah, everything's running downhill. But did they not know that there was anything that they had to put together, or they didn't have
No,
any
how would you
clue at
know?
all? I don't
like
know.
The only clue they get is just the clue they get.
That's not true. Where the clue box was to get that was
You could see
past. You could see that they were over there building
you
stuff.
could view it. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was like they had walked past it. It was like over there.
Okay, I do remember Izzy walking across the
Yes,
wall in the
and they could see her,
background.
yeah, and she was like, "Oh." So, Wes, her
And
Paige
Paige was like, "This is what I do."
100%. This was Paige's
Yep.
deal. This was not an Izzy take charge. This was Paige.
Yep.
Listen, she has a wrench. She does this all day long.
She knows what she's doing.
She's up in those light rigs and doing stuff.
Guys,
and
I have to tell you, as much as I am amused by Izzy, like I love Paige because she's like, I'm gonna be calm about everything. And then at the end, when she was like, when she was all like, yeah, we're gonna like, when she finally said she was kind of like pissed off at Jag and Jazz, and then the look Izzy gives the camera, like, oh yeah,
oh, it's on.
it was so funny. It was so funny.
When Izzy got mad, the things she was saying, like she was giving.
She's like, I need to be mad for a minute.
One finger salutes, and she was like,
I just need to be mad for a minute. I hear you, girl.
Right now,
I hear you. Sometimes you just gotta be mad.
But yeah, that whole struggle of people finally getting their 36 seconds and 36 seconds and getting there, it was getting painful though on some of them, because you just wanted them to, like, what is the problem? Get that weight position.
It was the Chelsea of it all, where I was like, what is happening? But as far as with everybody else, and even Chelsea, it's like you said, these girls weigh half of what these guys do in most cases. Like, they're not going to get down this thing like in time. How are they even going to make it?
And there were other people, there were locals there doing it as well. And I was surprised that none of them were talking, and maybe they did and they just didn't make editing. Like checking out, how were these people doing it? Like maybe they know know the way to do it. Like, what are they doing? Are they sitting straight over the back? No.
You know what I think? I think that some of these kids didn't get to have Scooter Day and Fayed.
Are you kidding?
And I think it shows.
You know what though? Those caster wheels were way better.
They really were.
They
were so much better. Yes.
Fingers. And the only thing better than Scooter Day in PE class was parachute.
Parachute. You got it.
My husband and I still talk about the parachute. We're like,
they need to have like adult parachute gym day. please. Next Raleigh, putting it out there. Elena, get us a parachute, damn it.
Elena, we need a parachute. And you know what? She'll find one.
She will. If there's a person who can do it.
Parachute. Everyone grab that. And we can, anyway, whatever.
And be amazing. Popcorn. It's time for popcorn.
It'll be like second grade gym class again. So anyway, Tucker and Eric, they get in first. They get the $2,500 again. So they are just seems like they're switching back and forth between money and trips.
And does it feel like they again got like a large first?
Yes, it did seem like they'd been there.
What is going on? What is that space that they're creating, man?
They just want to go do their thing real quick, and then they're just going to go back to the hotel.
They really don't think about it much. They're like, yeah, let's go do it, and then they just
let's go do it. Yeah, they're just going to go hang out. I'm tired.
Somehow I think they're in a pub, but that's just me. I prefer to think they're just like, we're going to a pub.
I don't know that they're allowed to go do just what they want, though. They're keeping these guys all separated,
sequestered, right?
I don't know. They'll probably bring them beers, maybe. I don't know. So it was the second place team was Kyland and Taylor, guys.
Yay, working their way up.
Okay, they had they moved up 2 more places after being 9th for a couple weeks in a row. Now they're in the second spot. So we might see them push back a little bit. Like, okay,
can I tell you something?
They're gonna Homer Simpson back into the bushes a little bit, just like
slide back.
Yeah, I don't think they wanted to be second.
I don't think they wanted to either.
They look at their faces like, we're what?
What?
Really? What?
Now, you know what? I don't think that I ever predicted myself saying this, but guys, I kind of think Kyland's growing on me. I like Amazing Race Kyland way more than Big Brother Kyland.
I think he just works with Taylor. They're a decent couple.
I think so.
I think that deep down inside, he's just a really earnest, sweet, maybe a little bit naive person. And he needs to have the right, because he'll say things or do things that might be questionable, not because he does them from a place of like malice. I just think so.
Now, I mean, like, I don't want to get it twisted. He is never taking the place in my heart that Joseph has. I'm always going to be team Taylor and Joseph a little bit more than team Taylor and Kyland, but
I don't know.
He's earning my respect.
I like the new couple better.
He's earning my respect.
She seems to like decent guys, so good on her.
I think it's going all right.
She's got a good picker. Some women don't have a good picker. She's got a good picker.
I think so.
So that ended up putting Jag and Jas in 3rd place, but that's better than they moved up 2 places from last week. Joseph and Adam came in 4th. They moved up 3 places from 7 last week. Nat and Steph fell 3 places, coming in 5th. Jack and Chelsea moved up 3 to be 6th. Izzy and Paige were team number 7. They had the worst drop, and that was 4 places. And we know whose fault that is.
Yep. It's true.
Christina and Rubina they squeak in 8th place to be saved, and that's where they were last week. So here's the thing: Rubina and Christine, I don't know if they can move it up next week. I don't know if.
It all depends on what the challenge is.
It depends on what the challenge is. And I have to say, these women were up against having to do both challenges and still 100%. Came through. So 100%. Maybe they would have, if they didn't have to do that, maybe they would have been in like 6th place.
They've had 2 legs in a row that were really tough on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because last week they had a really tough week as well.
But we really are like getting to the place where I'm like, oh, I don't want to lose these people.
Right. Because then you're not going to see them again, right?
But sadly, I did in fact lose my winner's pick.
You did. I wasn't going to rub it in because some of us are gentlemen, but
the Chadas are no more.
But that means I get to pick. By tally the vote tradition, I get to pick a replacement.
You do, but okay, I'm going to put this out there because I thought about this for a minute now, David. Yes, by all means, pick. But when you are watching something like The Amazing Race versus something like Survivor or Big Brother, which is more of a long haul game, whoever you pick right now, it's gonna not be nearly as impressive.
It's gonna be a J pick, is what you're saying.
Well,
for sure.
Because of course I'm taking Tyler and Kyland.
Taylor and Kyland. I knew you
Taylor.
would. Yeah.
Well, you have to.
I like Thailand. Let's call it #Thailand. I do like
Thailand.
that.
Thailand. I like it.
No, it's good.
And I really, so, you know what? I think this is a good pick for you, and I am super surprised you didn't make this pick from day one.
I kind of thought you were going to pick them. That's
this
who
is who I
you
thought
were
was
going
to be your team.
Well, I really liked Chada though when she played the first time, and I felt like, I mean, her sister turned out to be a liability in most of the challenges.
Unfortunately, sweet,
super sweet girl, but she just wasn't bringing.
She had the dance down.
Yep,
she did.
Just not the slicing and sliding
she's the
today.
Younger sister too. Was she the youngest person on the race this season?
I think she might have been. I don't know that for a fact.
Imagine if they would have did with Chada what they did with Taylor and put her with another Big Brother contestant. You know, imagine like
X,
like Xavier. Yes, exactly who I was going to pick. Xavier and Chada. They would have probably won.
Killed it. That had killed it. So I mean, I'm not surprised that this is who you picked. Yeah, this is the team. And I mean, if I were to lose, if I would have lost my team today, it's the logic. That's who I would have. Yeah, I mean, would have been my replacement team for sure.
So
because
but you're right. You're right. There's not much bragging points for
right this
picking this late.
Yeah,
it's the wire picks that matter.
So
yes,
you didn't want to take Tucker and Eric though,
huh?
Tucker and Eric are mine.
I didn't want to take Tucker. I wanted to take Jag.
Boys are mine.
Yep.
For some reason, I thought you had Izzy and Paige.
No, I wanted to take Jag, but we wrestled with it. But I gave him to you because he was your winner's pick that year. It was my
winner's pick, which is why I was going to take him because I thought you were going to take Taylor.
Right.
That's right.
But Tucker, Tucker and Eric, like they are my winner's pick. But Izzy and Paige are my fan fave.
They're your heart's pick.
Yes, there it is. Those ladies have my heart.
With their one finger salutes and not following people on Instagram.
I cannot not laugh at the cartoon character that Izzy can be sometimes. It's too funny.
Yeah, she gets very animated.
Just ridiculous.
She hasn't rapped yet this season.
Thank God, because then I would have to disown her.
Oh my gosh, why did you even bring that up? Now I'm not going to sleep.
Did she rap? I don't believe Izzy was the one who rapped.
She
did rap. There were 2 years in a row. She rapped once, and so did what was that other girl's name? Tiffany? No, what was the other one's name? The other one really rapped, but Izzy rapped it because I remember we teased you and said, "That's it, they're dead to you now because they rapped one time."
I don't like it.
But they weren't doing it all the time.
Listen, just so everyone knows who doesn't understand the lore of my rap hateness about this, it's not a rap. It's not against rap. I love the hip hop. It's great.
Yeah.
I don't like when people freestyle who have no business doing it.
And it's bad. You'd be better.
Okay, let's call it what it is. You don't like when white people freestyle.
No, there are white people that can freestyle and do amazing.
If they're not Eminem.
I mean, like you're a fan of Ren, right? You don't tell me Ren can't freestyle. That's the thing. It's just there are some people who think they're really good at something and they're not. And it doesn't matter if they're like rapping or if they're singing or they're doing like a one act play. Some people just shouldn't be doing it.
That's true. But Jamie, for you, what is the bigger sin? The person who thinks they freestyle rap well and is proud of it and does it at the drop of a hat because someone goes, "Oh, you can?" and they suck. Is that worse? Or is it the person that here's your favorite song and you're very excited, they might not know it's your favorite song, and listen to this song, and then someone who really has no business singing starts singing along
with it.
Which is worse?
Rapping,
the second person rapping.
Ruining the song.
Wait, Jamie, I want to step it up one more level. If the person singing along to your favorite song is at a concert, like a Duran Duran concert, and they're screeching the lyrics off time and out of key.
Well, here's the thing.
In your ear.
If you ever went to like Catholic church services, you always got the ladies
because they're right behind you.
Yeah, okay.
That's bad.
But like if you grew up going to Catholic church services, there's always at least two people in that crowd that should not be singing. Like they love the sound of their own voice and they shouldn't maybe love it as much as they do. You learn how to filter that out. in my mind will go, "Ooh, that's pretty rough." But they're also at this Duran Duran concert, which already makes them kind of cool.
Okay, see? She found a way to turn it around.
Freestyle rapping when you
like...
shouldn't be is absolutely the cringiest thing.
All right.
The only thing cringier than that is like a William Shatner impression.
But she was the second person to rap, right? Because who did it first?
Britney did it.
The other Britney.
Yes. She was the original, the OG. What's worse? Someone freestyle rapping or someone telling you that they write poetry and they want to recite poetry to you?
No, I could have so much fun making fun of that. So you give me your poetry, baby. Let's see if you can handle me.
No, not me. Not me. No.
Anybody. Me. Oh, that's too fun. That's like a heckler's dream.
Right? But I just feel like that would be I feel like the freestyle rapping, at least it might be over quickly.
Yes. And speaking of cringe, Brian H. writes in and says, thoughts on the season of Amazing Race versus Survivor. I enjoy the Amazing Race better. This episode was way better than the Survivor episodes. You're not wrong.
Of this week,
This season of Amazing Race has been better than this season of Survivor. That's it.
Is it because it's Big Brother players?
We really do love the people playing. That does make my heart so much more into it. But nonetheless, it is a little bit better than this season of Survivor.
I have a confession to make.
You didn't watch Survivor this week.
I am 3 episodes behind on this year's Survivor. I know who's gone home because when Hulu records the Amazing Race, I see the confessional of the guy who went home.
Yeah.
So I know who went home every week. But I gotta say, the new era is ass. So clearly the Amazing Race is better.
I think, David, that you should watch one more episode of Survivor just because it is a very interesting episode. But you know what?
And you don't have to be weirded out. Your doppelganger's not on it anymore.
I know he went home last week.
So you're fine.
I am so
I can't stop seeing that either.
But past that, I said, I do want you to watch that one episode.
Do be your Halloween costume, dude. Do it.
Watch that one episode. But I'm totally okay with you not watching the rest of the season because I have honestly been praying for you to stop hate watching.
Stop the insanity, David.
It's bad.
This is so freeing for you, David. This is a whole new year. This year is like all David, all new David, bright and shiny new David. Let it go. It's okay.
This is a David who doesn't have to watch things he doesn't like.
But the problem is it's going to be like Michael Corleone in The Godfather. I'm going to get drawn right back in for season 50.
You might, but season 50.
Because how do I not watch season 50?
You got to.
Oh no, you're watching season 50,
and it's going to be ass because they're going to have to feature the new era players, which nobody really wants to see.
Okay, so
it might be kind of ass.
Forgive us for all the Survivor talk, but I do have one question. Do you know? Besides, there are 3 players from this season that are supposed to be 50.
2.
Yes, 2.
It's 2 from 48, 2 from 49.
Okay, and it's Riz and who?
We don't know for sure.
We don't know who the other one is.
Oh, it's out there, but I haven't searched
that Riz kid. Oh my god, no, I do not like him.
He got a vote this week. I know that because I saw the confessional.
Yeah, I do not
from the guy that went home, but even so.
I mean, it's not. I don't hate him, but
would you like him better if he was in Amazing Race?
Probably.
He's terrible at puzzles, but he might be great at filleting a fish.
Maybe, but still, he'd be one of my son's annoying friends or something.
I don't like people who give themselves a nickname and try to make it stick.
That's a thing.
Right.
Yes, like exactly. You're not Riz God, shut the F up.
I get it.
Shut up. Yeah.
You know, if your buddy calls you Riz God and it sticks, that's a cool nickname. If you make it up for yourself, you're an idiot.
It's especially a cool nickname if your buddy calls you the Riz God and you have no Riz and it's meant as a sense of ironic, an irony thing, then it's extra cool. But that's not what happened. Gave himself this name.
Just every time you say
okay.
Riz God, all I hear is Jizz God. I'm sorry. sorry. That's all I hear when I hear the teenagers
That's fair.
use that slang. I'm
It's
just like, stop it.
dangerously close. You're not wrong.
Oh, look at this. This is nifty.
Also,
I can just put up the comments so they show
there you
up.
go.
I don't know if I
Also,
want to do that.
I don't know about you.
You just
but
did, didn't you?
You just
Yeah, but but it would happen automatically. Like if comments came in, like there we go.
There you go. You guys are the Riz Pod. Thanks, Brian.
And can you imagine?
Riz
Can you imagine
Pod.
Scott knowing that he could just put it up there? I can't imagine what he might. Put.
Speaking of professional hecklers, Scott would have a
Probably.
heyday.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, the only Riz God that's in existence in my heart is Rizzo the Rat. As a long loved Muppet fan,
Yes.
that rat's the only thing that matters.
Totally approved. Yes. All right. Well, we all have our new winners pick, or well, no, some of us have our old one. We're set for next week.
Sad trombone for Dave.
The previews for next week look like it's going to be another stressful day.
That's the name of the game.
It looked like Izzy on a rampage is what it looked like to me.
It might ruin their game. It literally could be the thing that ruins their game. But oh my God, I'm going to have so much fun while it happens.
Let's be fair. I'm going to say something, and I do not mean this in a mean way at all. But I don't think in the end, Izzy and Paige are winning this.
I agree. So tear it up on the way.
Exactly. So if they
so take a flamethrower to the whole thing on the way out.
Do what you gotta do.
Do it. Like make it
entertain me, Izzy, because you got it.
Because we're still here for it, and you have the cutest fiance, and you guys are great. So
and the reality is she's got more Riz than Riz God. So.
Paige has way more Riz, as does Izzy.
Right?
Than Riz God for sure.
Did you see how she used that wrench?
Come on, Paige. I love you. You're great. Izzy, you're fantastic.
All right.
Well, we will. Oh, no, I was going to say goodbye. I guess we have to do a couple things first.
Oh, we have to do all our things. Yeah.
If you want to come over and join us in our little group over on Facebook, you can find us at Tally the Votes. Go there, do a little join, and we'll get you all in there. And then if you would like to send us feedback, any sort of, tell David that he should watch Survivor or not
find
watch
something
Survivor,
else to do on Thursday nights,
or tell him that his choice of Halloween costume has been predetermined by all the reality gods. You could do that. Just send us an email at tallythefeedback@yahoo.com.
Yahoo.
Yeah, and you can like and subscribe this feed right now that you're watching, so you can see us. You'll get the little alerts that when we're gonna record, which should be next week again.
Maybe Thursday, a little earlier.
Maybe earlier.
Thursday-ish.
We are unfortunately at the mercy of a lot of different schedules. So we would like to have a set time, but we'll see. We'll let you know. And what else do we got? Oh, I can thank our special system of support that we have here. First of all, Jay and Jack Network for allowing us to show our stuff here, and then their fine patrons who do give at a substantial level or a significant level on Patreon. That's Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne, Ed, and Eckhart Richter. And how do you become one of those cool people? Well, you would have to go over to patreon.com/Jay and Jack. And you too can be having your names.
I'm just saying, guys, Riz ain't free.
It's not.
Riz ain't free, but you can. You can get all the Riz.
Right. You'll get 5 Rizzes from us. But yeah, all the contributions there help us do what we do and keep us on there and things like that, for little odds and ends and whatnot. So we appreciate you.
Until next week.
All right. Yeah. We'll see you next week.
No, don't. This is a race, damn it.
No.